What is up, For Honor brothers and sisters? And today we're going to be talking about the faction war. Now, not in the sense that you're probably thinking of. I'm actually just going to talk about why you should be paying attention to it. Because let's be honest, a lot of us, the Vikings win it all the time. I'm Samurai and I'm constantly battling, and I'm going to continue, trying to defend and attack and do all that stuff. It's just part of it. Some people, you can just place your banner down and call it good, but I'm going to still do it. But I just want to let you guys know the real reason why you should be paying attention to the faction war. And it's for the same reason that we all play this game to begin with. And that's because we're trying to rep up our heroes.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
We're trying to get to positions, especially that rep 9 level 20, where you unlock all the free fashion that you can. And you hit that point where you can actually start getting all the fashion that you want for your hero, or just purchasing the fashion that you need. But let's just talk about this faction war, because it's ludicrous.
It sucked then, it sucks now.
You all understand how it works. You put your banner down, if you can just set it and forget it, and it'll take care of everything. All right, and it's gonna put the troops in that spot, and you can earn that territory back. You guys can look and you can see the battle. You can see how far you're behind, how far you're ahead, and then you can see the troops that you deployed during the campaign. It has that on the side, and it has your territories attacked and your territories defended. You don't have to wait for that pop-up that happens at the end of the campaign. You guys already know that it lasts for 10 weeks because each campaign is 2 weeks. And then after that, they have that last season, that little break period, and then we start a new campaign, a new season. I just want to let you guys know why it's beneficial. And why it's beneficial is because of the XP. You guys need to know that you are getting extra XP. And how are you getting that extra XP? Well, let me just start with this. Each faction has 2 mills, 1 forge, and 1 castle. So when you look at it, you see the Vikings up top, you see their 2 mills, and you see their forge, and you see their castle. You see it for the knights on the left, you see their 2 mills, you see their forge, and you see their castle. And then you see the samurai on the right, where you see their 2 mills and their forge and their castle. Now, the thing about the faction war, of course, you can capture each other's stuff. So the Vikings have captured our castle and our mill. But you're probably wondering, okay, what's the point? Yeah, I get it that we get the most territories. You can win the faction war, and then you can get a nice little ornament, or you might get some fashion for your hero, etc., right? Well, this is where it comes in for the rest of us. You want to keep your mill, your forge, and okay, if you lose your castle and you don't care, okay, it really doesn't matter. But especially your forge and your mills. And here's why. For each mill that you have, you get 5% match XP. So that's an additional 5% match XP you get for each mill you have. So if you just keep your 2 that your faction should keep, playing the faction war, making sure the Vikings and the Knights don't take ours. I say ours as far as Samurai is concerned, or take yours if you're a Viking or a Knight in that faction. That's 10% you're gonna get. And if you get somebody else's, then you'll have 15%. So imagine an extra 15% XP, and that's not counting champion status, and that's not counting orders, or when we have double XP, etc., etc. That's just by keeping your mills or attaining somebody else's mills. So when you're looking at the faction map, pay attention to that. The second thing is your forge. Your forge is worth 7%. So that's a plus 7% loot rate, which is huge when you're trying to get, let's say we're doing one of those events and you're trying to get more gear. So that plus 7% loot rate is big. So make sure when we have an event going on, y'all make sure you keep your forge for your faction. And if you're close to attacking another one, you can get plus 14% for the forge. Go after it. Now, the castle doesn't mean as much to you personally as far as you maybe getting more fashion for your hero. It's just plus 10% troops if deployed on your castle. So that's all about the faction war in general. It doesn't affect outside of what you see on the faction war map. That's just pride. Let's just call that what it is. For keeping your castle is just pride, and that's plus 10% if you have your castle if deployed on your castle. So if you get plus 10% troops, that's still good, because you want bonus troops when you're putting those troops down to keep a territory. So you still want to keep your castle in that sense. And the last thing I just want to mention, and this is just the math that I was talking about when it comes to the mill and the XP you get. Whenever you finish a match and you're looking to break down, you're looking at that XP summary, when you see strategic territory and you see XP 58 or XP 25, all that is letting you know that you have a mill, or you might have 2 mills, the higher the number is, or more than that. And how that number is actually figured out, it takes the match victory and the hero XP. You take your match XP plus your hero XP, and then you times it by whatever the percentage is. So if it's 10%, you times by 0.10. If it's 5%, because you only have 1 mil, then it's 0.05. And that's how you're gonna actually get your number where you see in the strategic territory. So I just hope that makes sense. That was just something quick so you understand you should be paying attention to the faction war, but mainly you should be paying attention to it so that way you actually can help yourself out. It's self-serving if you do pay attention to it a little bit, just to know where you're at and if you're close to losing it, because you don't want to lose it. You know, we take the time to play the game. At least we want to keep the little advantages that we have. But that's all I have for this one. If you guys know any little fun facts about the faction war you want to throw in, make sure you let us know in the comments, because I'm sure other people would like to know as well. Until next time, y'all, peace.